Stage 3 kidney disease was not a joke. Yeah, before me, I saw two of my colleagues get on dialysis. Hi and welcome, family. My name is Dorothy. If you're new here, thanks for joining me today. I want to talk about how going plant-based 3 years ago changed and transformed my life. So briefly, I had a lot of health issues. I was dealing with high blood pressure. I was on 3 medication drugs with taking 4 tablets every single day. I was diagnosed with kidney disease stage 3. My life was a mess. I had put on so much weight. I was bloated. I had body aches. Everything just was not going right. So I decided to do something about it. And I want to thank God for the people I met online that inspired me, like Chef AJ and Dr. McDougall. May he so rest in peace. Yeah, I spent hours and hours during the lockdowns listening to Chef AJ and Dr. McDougall teach. And he inspired me to do something about my life. Yeah, because of him, I was able, to change my medicines and transform my life. Initially, I was hesitant about going totally plant-based. I'm an African woman. We eat a lot of, meat and suya. If you know what suya is, yeah, grilled beef. Yeah, that's a thing, and I was hooked with that. But after listening to Dr. Bobby Price, I bought his book, Vegetation Over Medication. That was a turning point for me, to actually try, going plant-based. So it wasn't easy initially, with family members not understanding what I was doing, offering me things that I knew I shouldn't eat, but sometimes I would eat them and then feel like, why did I eat that anyway? So yeah, that was a struggle. I went pescatarian for 1 year. I told myself I'm gonna go gradual. I'm not gonna eat any meat because of the toxic load on my kidneys that were already so damaged. Stage 3 kidney disease was not a joke. Yeah, before me, I saw two of my colleagues get on dialysis. I was like, girl, you're not gonna be the next one. So I decided to do something about it. So gradually, I switched to a pescatarian diet, and I will eat only fish. Everybody's worried about where you get your protein from, and I was also worried to not get any kind of deficiency because I wasn't eating meat. So I held on to some fish for at least 1 year, and after that, when I started seeing changes in my body, wow, I was like, okay, I'm feeling so good. I'm losing weight. Wow. I started changing my medication. So I went gradual with my blood pressure medicines. I didn't just switch all in 1 day. I bought something on Amazon where you can, use to cut your tablets, and I started reducing those medications until I was able to give up all of them and switch to one that Dr. McDougall had recommended. He said this was a medicine that they used many years ago, but which people don't really, recommend. People are just giving people a lot of medicines. I was listening to Dr. McDougall, all these doctors with pen and paper. I was soaking that thing in. I needed to change my life. I realized I'm the one that lives in this body. If it's not going right, I'm the one that's suffering. I looked like I was 75. I was only 47. I was bloated. You see my face swollen, my stomach up to here. It was horrible. I looked in the mirror. Seriously, I'm like, who is this? There was a day I looked in the mirror and I turned. I'm like, who is standing behind me? And I was like, girl, it's you. Guys, I said, no, I have to do something about it. So I decided to make changes. I started incorporating more plant-based, meals. Yeah. I started watching videos from Chef AJ, how to cook without oil, how to cook without salt, and how to, cut out the sugar in my health. And then I gave up cheese. Back in the day, I used to make a mean mac and cheese. I was known for the mac and cheese. So I had to give up all that stuff. I was basically on the sad diet, American diet. Yes, I was eating all that fatty stuff, bacon, cheese, and milk and eggs. I knew I had to give up all these things, so I did. It wasn't hard to give up those. It was just the suya, the meat. Those were the challenges, with family members and friends offering you things and not understanding why you kept saying no. But I didn't go totally vegan, but I had to just tell people I'm vegan, I don't eat this, so they could leave me alone. Eventually I went towards that. Now I'll say I'm fully plant-based, but I do use ghee. Ghee is clarified butter, which is used mostly in Indian cuisine. It's very healthy for your gut health, so I use that in my cooking. I use ghee. I didn't give up ghee. Yes, that's one of the things that makes me not say I'm a vegan, but I'm fully plant-based. Within a year I stopped all fish. Yeah, and the changes were tremendous. As time went on, I saw my body transforming. The swelling, the inflammation reduced drastically. I lost so much weight. Before, I couldn't even look in the mirror because I didn't want to see myself. Now I was excited. My confidence level went up. Like, I was like, oh, I know this girl again. I know who this is. Not that strange person that was looking at me in the mirror before. And this gave me impetus to keep going on, like pressing on, despite any challenges. Yeah, my emotional health improved. Yes, I felt good about myself. I felt more confident about who I was. Yeah, just looking at all that weight go down was something. Also, my kidneys. So when I came, I live in Germany right now. When I came to Germany, I was on stage 3 kidney disease, and my GFR at that time was fluctuating between 50 maximum 60. But as I went plant-based, the following year I went for my annual. I do like once a year, I do like an annual. And when the doctor looked at my numbers, and I said, can you explain this? He said, your GFR has gone up to 73. It was 73.4. I was like, what? Just going plant-based can make such a difference? So when I spoke to my doctor about going plant-based, he had said, you don't have to go to that plant-based. You can eat meat, but not too much. I was like, okay. But when I went home, I stopped meat totally because of, the stress it has on my kidneys. And just cutting out all the animal protein improved my kidneys so much, I was inspired to keep going. Now let's talk about my face, my skin. Guys, that old woman that was looking at me in the mirror disappeared. I started looking at my face and I was seeing myself like what I looked in my 30s. This year I turned 50. So I would look in the mirror and I'm like, wow. Food can make such a difference. And I always say the food you eat matters. It really does matter. So doctors are saying at least 80 to 90% of all our health issues are food related. So DNA can be there, but you turn on or turn it off by what you eat. So the food you eat is so important. Nowadays, people look at me and compliment my skin. They say, oh, your skin looks so clean, so smooth, and all of that. And I just tell them it's the food. Yeah, people spend a lot of money on cosmetics, but I say I use food for beauty. That's what it has been for me. The food I eat has beautified me. So I don't spend money on cosmetics. I did a video where I talked about the products that I use that are like 1-2 euros out here. I don't spend money on cosmetics. I just spend money on the food. So the transformation has been so outstanding that when I show people my former pictures and they look at me now, their mouth drops like, So recently I went on vacation. Usually I travel, and each time I'm traveling, I'm like, Lord, I pray that I don't get refused entry, because when they look at the picture on my passport, I did my passport in 2018. Between then and now, it's 2 different people. So when I'm traveling, I say, Lord, I pray nobody, stops me, because the person in that passport is not the person that's standing in front of them. But so far, I have not had any problem. They just give back my passport and let me go. But recently, I took a trip to Dubai. It was interesting. So I went to immigration and handed over my passport. And this guy looked at this passport, took up his head, looked at me, took down his head, looked at this passport, stretched his hand to give me, took it back, looked at it again, looked at me, and I was just smiling. I knew what he was wondering. And he did a side eye to another guy that was not far, and like, come over here. And he came and he handed over the passport to this guy. This other guy took the passport, looked at it, looked at me, and said, move over here, ma'am. So I moved over. By this time, I just started opening my bag to get another ID, that I did after. And I was laughing because I knew, the person in that passport, trust me, was not this person standing in front of them. And I just told them, I lost a lot of weight, and this is another ID. And then they took that one and they looked at it. I said, okay, you can go. That was hilarious. I was like, wow, the food you eat matters. So I'm making this video today to inspire you to start on your own, health journey. You don't have to go, radical immediately. I went, gradual. I was pescatarian for 1 whole year before I gave up, fish. So you can make small changes. And even if you, from time to time, fall and eat some things, it's a journey. I always tell myself it's a lifestyle. I'm not on a diet. So once in a while you might eat something that you said you couldn't eat, but just get up and keep moving. So make small changes. Okay, you can, there's a lot of plant-based doctors out there. Yes, educate yourself about nutrition. I've learned so much from all the plant-based, doctors, lifestyle doctors that I follow online. I've learned so much about food, about nutrition, and I incorporate those changes like regularly. So look for someone, look for a community. Don't do it alone. Yes, I spent my time listening to Chef AJ and Dr. McDougall during the pandemic. Yeah, and I learned so much from them. Because of them, my life has changed. You can do the same. Start small. Don't do cold turkey. It might not work. And then you might get discouraged that, oh, I can't do it. No, it is small changes. Small changes go a long way. They usually say it takes 21 days to, break a habit. Try plant-based for 21 days. Give yourself that challenge. Dr. Bobby Price said he was challenged to eat and he did it and got hooked by how amazing he felt after it. Do something good for yourself. Change your diet and change your life. I encourage you to consider the benefits of going plant-based for your own health. And I just want to say, give it a try. I also encourage you, if you have not subscribed yet, to subscribe to this channel and join me on this, health journey. I make simple recipes to help you on your plant-based journey. So if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comment section. If you want to share your own experience, go ahead and let's interact in the comment section. We're here to help one another. It's a family. Yeah. When these good things happened to me, I was like, I'm not gonna keep quiet. I'm gonna share this and have everybody I know, everybody I don't know, to do something for themselves. Don't leave your health things to the doctor. You live in that body. Take the time to take care of yourself.